Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing good. I did a review on this one a while back. It's the T4E TR50L that I picked up from Defense Innovation. This is the 50 caliber with the integrated laser. I had high praise for this. I really do like it. 12 gram CO2, and it's rated at 11 to 13 joules. As you already know, it's going to depend on the shape and the weight of your projectile. We're going to be using my chrono, which I brain farted on, and I think I either pushed something wrong that I was getting inaccurate readings. At least I'm hoping that's it. So we're going to find it out. That's going to be the last time I test it out. And this is what we're going to be using. These are Alienware aluminum spherical projectiles. And we're going to have your classic D shape. Now I am familiar with these and I know the capabilities. However, using these kind of weapons, not the FNs, we're going to find out exactly what they can do. This has like a BB or pellet in it. Obviously your plastic shroud with your fins on it. So this should give it a little bit of aerodynamics and probably more velocity. Like I said, it's a little different than the FNs. So let's get this over here. We're going to weigh them out for you guys. All right. Now, your aluminum spherical projectile weighs at 2.75 grams. And your D-shaped 1.37. Now these I picked up from Pyramid Air, and they're made by Fox 2 Industries. So they had a good rating. As I said, I'm familiar with these type of projectiles. Maybe not these in and of itself, but the shape of them. And we're going to go out there and try it out. I'm going to be using a cookie sheet, which I know is cliche, but I want to see the point of impact from each one of these projectiles. And if these work out well, I'll try some other munitions of various weights. I don't really have too high of expectations, being that this is a 50 caliber smaller projectile, but hey, I don't want to overload my mouth. Let's go out there. Let's see what this thing could do. All right, here we are with the TR50L. I'm going to go ahead and load these. First, I'm going to start out with the spherical projectiles, 2.7 grams. We're going to load it. You know, the way you load these things, you have where it engages, it turns, the rest rotary, but you're going to load it from the front. So let's go ahead and put these in here. The aluminum. I'm going to see what kind of damage it does to that pan. I want to see the impact area. And let's get these going. Little tight fit. Put them in. They have to fit sort of perfect, which there we go. Now, let's put our CO2 in. I'm really curious on how those D-shaped projectiles perform. They're very light, and as I said before, I've had experience with those, but they were mainly filled with bismuth. Alright. Let's put our 12 gram. Well, what do you know? I had one in there. Ha! Must have forgotten to take it out. Tighten it up and hit it. You guys can see a little button pushes out. So now I have the same chrono I'm going to test it out one last time. The other time I think I had it on MPS and I just wasn't paying attention. All right, let's go. All right, 308. $312. $301. $296. $304. $294. Well, that wasn't bad at all, guys. And remember, this out of the box was rated at 11 joules, 11 to 13 joules. We're going to start off with a fresh CO2. I really want to get some good readings on that. That was not too bad at all. I mean, we were in the low threes, and obviously it had more shots in it, but to get the best readings, I wanted to start fresh. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and load up these sphericals. For these, I'm going to go backwards. Now it feels like they have a little loose fit to it, so I really don't know. That's going to affect the performance a little bit. It should fit a little bit tighter, but we're about to find out. Now 50 caliber, if you're going to use it for self-defense, I would get, higher dual weapons, so something similar to this. Because the projectiles are so small, you have a smaller impact area. And if a hostile's approaching you, you're trying to inflict as much pain as you can. So there's going to be specific targets you're going to want to hit. And probably in another video, I'll get into it a little bit more deep. Load it up, cock it back. Weapon hot. Alright guys, let's see what this has. Now this was what? 1.6, 1.7 gram D-shaped projectiles. Let's see what it does. Didn't even look like it hit. There we go, 412. I'm expecting a higher FPS considering that the weight is noticeably lower than the spherical projectile. So enough talking. 412. Bouncing off. 404. 399. Alright, out. Now this wasn't too bad. This wasn't too bad, but remember they are noticeably lighter. Now let me pick these up. I'm trying to... Alright, gentlemen. They remain intact. So they could be reused. So what I'm going to do, let me get this pan out to show you guys. You can see the damage. Not too bad. Now, this is just for fun. This is just what I want to do for fun. Some old glass baking pan that my wife had. It's pretty thick. You guys can see that. Now this is just something of my curiosity. 50 cal. I just want to see if it breaks it. I'm going to use the same CO2. So let's take this out. Now what I'm going to do is put 3 of the D-shaped. Then we're going to put 3 of the 2.7 aluminum. I do like the performance of these aluminum projectiles. Load it up. Same CO2. This is round 2. Once again, this here is just for fun. Just want to see exactly what it would do. So I guess we're going to start off with the D-shaped. There we go. And I'm going to keep it on the chrono. 417. 411. 408. 288. First 3 with a D-shaped. And as you can see, once the aluminum projectiles hit, it had significant damage. Being that it was real thick glass. 276. I think I have one more, and just for the hell of it. All right, guys, 271. Once again, the first 3 with a D-shape, last 3. Now the D-shape did crack it, but you'll notice once you had added weight to it, specifically the aluminum, damage much greater. Look at that. Now this was pretty thick glass. Baking pan. All right, now as you can see the damage to the plate. Just a little bit more close up. I had some other things going on when I was in the garage, so that's why I was a little distracted there. But you see the impact area; it's minimal. 50 caliber, you're not going to get as much damage as 68, obviously. Now, when it comes to less lethal, now, if this is all that you can get, if this is all that you have at your disposal, it would be effective, provided that you have an adequate training to know where your targets are. Something like this, TR, or any 50 caliber for that matter. Projectiles are just too small, in my opinion. Now, this is just my opinion, but it can be effective if you utilize it right. Esophagus area. 68 caliber is going to collapse his windpipe. 50 caliber, you'll alter his breathing for a temporary period. So if you aim in there with impact munitions, you could be effective. Facial area, because of the minimal impact space there, you're not going to get as much effect as if you do mid body, chest area, anything like that. It's not going to be that effective, and that's just my opinion, because I've never utilized a 50 cal in a self-defense situation. These D-shaped perform pretty well. Obviously they're going to have a higher FPS because of the lightweight. Self-defense, if I'm not taking headshots with them, and in no way I'm advocating any sort of violence, because I know YouTube has a little restriction, so I'm not. This is just my opinion. That's all it is, and my experience, for that matter. With that being said, with these 50 calibers, if you're gonna use chemical munitions, you're definitely going to want to hit lower head area, mouth, nose, because they don't hold as much chemicals as a 68 caliber, and that's just common sense. And I like it. I do. I really do like it. This would not be my primary choice when utilizing less than lethal. But once again, I'm going to repeat myself. If this is all that you have, definitely 10 joules or more. As you can see, this one had adequate power, pretty good power for that matter. And being 50 caliber, you're not going to be able to have the weight to create a larger impact area as you would with the 68 caliber. But it's still adequate. Now, I'm not going to actually put my family at risk just for adequate when it comes to safety. But you know, it's what they say. You use what you got. With that being said, the video was a little dull, but hey, I got the information that I needed out of it. And if you like this video, hit like. I have some more going to come out. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, so if you like it, do me a favor, hit subscribe. Helps out the channel. Everyone, stay safe out there.